What is up, everybody? This is Seth Keeping It Real. I am the CEO and co-founder of Just One Dime. We teach people how to build Amazon stores. We also build Amazon stores for investors. We've been doing this for almost a decade now, training people how to build online Amazon FBA businesses. Today, I'm going to break down for you one of the most mind-numbing topics in all of Amazon FBA history. Ladies and gentlemen, the Amazon Payout Report. If you have seen this report, you probably have wondered what some of these weird terms are, these line items. I'm gonna explain to you every single one. So that next time you print that up, or you just open it up as a PDF on your web browser, you understand exactly what each of these mean. And when you understand what they mean, you understand your money. When you understand your money, you can manage it well to make more money. By the way, if you're wondering how to get this report, just go to this video right here where we teach accounting and bookkeeping. This video explains to you step by step how to pull this up. It's really simple. So here we go. First of all, notice we have summaries at the top left. You're gonna see summaries, and underneath that, there are four main categories. First category is income. Second one is expenses. The next one is tax. The next one is transfers. And over here, it gives you a brief description of these four main categories. What I love about this is it gives you the numbers right here under the totals. Now, these four categories represent this category for income, this category for expenses, this one for transfers, and this one for tax. So when you see the summary, understand this is a summary of these four quadrants. Now, I'm gonna begin with income because everybody likes to talk about income. Product sales, non-FBA. And as you can see over here, it is a credit. Every single line item on here is either a debit or a credit. Debit, money coming out of your Amazon account. Credit, money coming into your Amazon account. Now, don't confuse your Amazon account with your bank account that's attached to the Amazon account. In other words, Amazon allows money to come into your Amazon account when you get sales. Money also comes out of there, or they withhold money when you have fees to pay. And then every 2 weeks, Amazon takes what is owed you and they transfer that directly into your bank account. This is all for the Amazon account. First of all, product sales, non-FBA. This is referring to FBM sales. Every time you are fulfilling your order and you get a sale, that is revenue. And here you can see it's $24,157.63 on one of our Amazon stores. Next, product sale refunds, non-FBA. Again, it's still FBM. You are fulfilling these orders. Amazon's not shipping it to the customer, you are. A refund simply means that the customer had some reason for wanting a refund or they returned the product, and you set up your system, or you do this manually, to give them a refund on the sale. Therefore, the money's going back to them. Therefore, it is a debit out of your account because the customer gets their money back and you got the product back. Next, you have FBA Product Sales. Notice it is a credit. On this account, it is $422,000. This is for FBA sales. This is for when Amazon is fulfilling the order for you. Therefore, this is money coming into your account. That's why it's a credit. And then you have FBA Product Sale Refunds. Just like the two items ago, it's the same thing. If the customer gets a refund on the product, that money comes out of your account and goes back to the customer. They return the product, you pay them back, you refund them, and therefore that is why this one is a debit on your account. The next line item is FBA Inventory Credit. Notice on FBA Inventory Credit, this is a credit to your account. For example, let's just say you're selling hairbrushes and the supplier ships it into Amazon's fulfillment center and you shipped in 1,000, but you notice there's only 800.
Amazon, where are my products?
If they accidentally damage the product or they lose it, then they will credit your account for that damaged or lost product. That's what the FBA Inventory Credit stands for. The next line item is FBA Liquidation Proceeds. Let's say you're selling those hairbrushes, but they're not selling very well, and you realize you made a mistake, it was the wrong product, but you're thinking,
oh my goodness, I still have 750 hairbrushes in Amazon's fulfillment center. I'm paying storage fees for this, But they're not selling. What do I do? I need to get my money back.
This is where you can pay Amazon to find a broker or to be a broker, to find a liquidations company, and Amazon will sell the hairbrushes for you to the liquidations company. That is money in your account. That's what that one stands for. The next one is FBA Liquidations Proceeds Adjustments. Let's just say you have 100 hairbrushes and you're gonna pay Amazon a fee in order to sell them for you to a liquidation company so you get some of the money back. And let's say for each 100, you're gonna get $10 per hairbrush because they're really expensive hairbrushes. And right before they are transferred to the broker, 10 more sale from your Amazon account. So instead of Amazon owing you for 100 of them, they now only owe you 90 of them. So if they already paid you, they're gonna debit your account for those 10 that sold FBA instead of via liquidations. All it is just an adjustment for something that changed last minute. The next item under income is shipping credits. Now, a shipping credit is for FBM only. I know Amazon doesn't say FBM, it'd be so nice if they did, so that's why we do the hard work of finding out the information for you. Fulfilled by merchant. Let's just say Bobby McGee decides to buy one of your really nice hairbrushes. Because you're fulfilling the order, FBM, fulfilled by merchant, that means he's gonna pay you for the shipping. Let's just say it's $2. So he's paying $15 for the hairbrush and another $2 for it to be shipped. Well, that means that is a credit to your account. He paid you $2, which helps to offset the cost of you paying for it being shipped to Bobby. However, what about shipping credit refunds? Let's say he doesn't like the hairbrush. It doesn't flow nicely through his sleek hair, and so he returns it. You could have your account set up in such a way that he gets a refund on the shipping he paid. So now those $2 that were previously credited to your Amazon account are now debited from your Amazon account. Next, you have gift wrap credits. This is if you, again, are doing FBM, you're fulfilling the orders, and you have a service during Christmas time or a holiday gift-like season, maybe Father's Day or Mother's Day, where the customer on Amazon can click a button that will pay an extra few dollars for you to wrap the product in beautiful gift wrapping paper as they have it shipped to their loved one. So when they pay that, you are gonna be credited that amount. That's why it is called a gift wrap credit. Now, a gift wrap credit refund is if Bobby McGee decides that his friend decides he doesn't like the product, so Bobby McGee does a return for him, and you have your settings set up in Amazon so that he is refunded the price he paid for the gift wrap. And Amazon gives you those options as an FBM seller where you can decide to have them refunded for certain things and not other things. It really is up to you. The next one is promotional rebates. Now, out of everything on this entire payout sheet, promotional rebates is the one that most people get confused by. I'll explain why. You launch your hairbrushes and you decide to do a promotion. It adds that little badge. And the promotion is if you buy one, you get a second one for free for people who have a lot of hair. And so they decide to apply it. Then you do another promotion and you say, if you use this coupon code, you will get $2 off. Okay, so let's just say the hairbrush costs $15, but they only have to pay $13 because they're using the code. Well, what's funny about this is even though they're only paying $13 because of the $2 promotional rebates, Amazon will still credit you the full $15.
That makes no sense, Seth. Only $13 is coming in.
I know, this is an accounting thing. They have to account for everything. So they will credit your account $15, then they will debit it $2. So you still end up with $13. It makes no difference in how much money you make, but the powerful thing is now you can use your financial payout report to understand how many of my sales or how much of the sales went to these promotional rebates. How effective was that promotional rebate in increasing my sales volume? That's what that is. Now it gets kind of funny because you also have a promotional rebate refund right underneath it. That's simply in reverse. Let's say Bobby McGee decides to send it back. Well, since your account was debited $2 because they credited $15, even though Bobby only paid $13, they will now credit your account the $2 to make everything equal. Again, this is not something to lose sleep over or to grow ulcers over. It's just allowing you to see everything. In accounting, every little piece has to be accounted for. If all they did is say, oh, we'll just give them, this is a FBA sale, $13 is what came in, so we'll just say $13 revenue. You have no way of accounting for, wait a minute, but was this a promotional rebate deal or not? Now you have it written. Next, you have A to Z guarantee claims. Now, this one also is only for FBM, fulfilled by merchant sellers. A to Z, the idea is everything from the beginning of the alphabet to the end of the alphabet. Amazon has their customer covered. For example, let's say Bobby McGee, who bought your hairbrush, decided he didn't like it, or it was broken, or it wasn't shipped to the right address, and he is upset, and he's having a very bad day, and so he decides to fill out what is called an A to Z claim against you. Don't need to stress, but what it is he's claiming you did not do a good job. Not good for your account health. And by the way, this is only for FBM fulfilled by merchant sellers. If he wins the claim and gets a refund based on his complaint, then that amount for the A to Z claim, A to Z guarantee claim to be exact, that amount is debited from your Amazon account. Now, in the past days, I used to fight these. I used to take every single one, and if I felt like it was not a legit claim, I would fight it, I would provide evidence, and I wasted so much time stressing about it. The best thing you can do is say, look, no problem, here's your refund, would love for you to remove the claim, tell me how I can serve you. And I promise in the long run, you'll end up making far more money if you do great service, even though sometimes people take advantage of you, than if you obsess and have to win every single little battle. That's small, minor thinking. You want to think big, and then you'll go big. The next one is called chargebacks. Again, this is for FBM sellers only, fulfilled by merchant. Let's say his credit card is stolen by someone named Roger. And so Roger takes the card, he buys a hairbrush, because all these people are into hairbrushes, and Bobby McGee realizes there is an illegal charge on my card. So he calls his credit card company and he does what is called a dispute. He disputes the claim. The credit card company will send information to Amazon about the chargeback. Then Amazon will send the information to you, the seller, and ask you to provide more information. You will provide information, Amazon gives that to the credit card company, and then the credit card company makes a decision on whether or not Bobby wins the chargeback claim. If he does, that amount is debited from your Amazon account. That's what chargeback is. Now, what about this one right here, Amazon shipping reimbursement? This one confuses a lot of people. All it is when Amazon is fulfilling the order for you, if they ship it to Lucy Pickleberry by accident instead of shipping it to Bobby McGee, who is supposed to receive the product, it's Amazon's fault. And by the way, we're talking Amazon FBA now, not Amazon FBM. Amazon's fulfilling the orders. What Amazon will do is they will correct the mistake and they will credit you the cost of the shipping that you paid in FBA fees because it was their fault. Therefore, they credit your account. That's what Amazon shipping reimbursement is. Now for a really unique one, Safe T reimbursement. It stands for Seller Assurance for E-commerce Transactions. Seller Assurance for E-commerce Transactions. It's a special program where if you don't agree with Amazon refunding one of your customers and you want to fight that and dispute it, if Amazon decides that you won the case, then they will refund you the amount. Now, I just want to tell you something from years and years of doing this and the fact that we manage hundreds of stores, over 100 million a year in revenue. It is not worth your time to spend a single moment in safety reimbursement because almost every single time, Amazon will vote in favor of the customer. That's why Amazon does so well. They always put the customer on a pedestal, even to the third-party seller like you and me. Frustration, they'll do it. So don't waste time on it. Focus on the big scale. You will always have a percentage of people who will take advantage of you and get refunds when they don't deserve them. And there will always be some entitled people in this world who game the system, but those are not the people you want as customers anyway, so don't spend time on them. Give them what they want, make them happy. You can't control how their parents raise them. It's not your fault. and focus on the big picture, my friends. Okay, that is everything under income. I hope this is really helpful so far. Now, I'm gonna move over to everything under expenses. Now, here's what's something you need to know about income. This is net revenue. This is gross net revenue. This is revenue minus any reimbursement. So this number up here, that's your full revenue minus reimbursements done to customers, okay? This, however, is Amazon expenses. Anything you're paying to Amazon for the privilege of selling on their platform. Here we go. Number one, seller fulfilled selling fees. If you are FBM fulfilling your own orders, you pay a referral fee. That referral fee typically for most categories is 15%. This is what you paid Amazon, and in our case, a little over $4,000 because the vast majority of our products are FBA in referral fees. For every time you get a sale, there's a fee, a portion of it that goes to Amazon. And it's always a percentage of the total sale. Next, you have FBA Selling Fees. This is FBA. So when it says seller, that means FBM. I know, Amazon could be so much more clear, but they're not very much clear. So that's a problem, but that's why I'm here to explain it to you. Guys, there is no single document or video I can find anywhere with Amazon that just breaks this down. That's why we're doing this. FBA Selling Fees is the referral fee if Amazon's fulfilling the order for you. So seller, you're fulfilling it. FBA, Amazon's fulfilling it. It's still that 15% average referral fee. Selling fee refunds. That is if you get refunded for the referral fee, whether you fulfilled it, FBM, or Amazon fulfilled it, FBA. In other words, if Bobby McGee returns the hairbrush, he gets his money back, yes, that's a debit to your Amazon account, but you get refunded by Amazon for the referral fee that you paid because you didn't get the sale, minus 20%. Amazon holds back because they call it a refund administration fee. There's a fee they charge for managing the return. The next one is FBA Transaction Fees. This isn't the referral for selling on their platform. This is for Amazon taking the product and they pack it up, they put it in a box, and they ship it off to the customer, and they handle the majority of customer service. Now that has nothing to do with a percentage of the product sale. That is based on the size and weight of the product because they're shipping it for you. So that's what the FBA transaction fee is. The FBA transaction fee refund is if Amazon makes a mistake. Let's say Bobby McGee returns the product because Amazon screwed something up. Amazon will refund you the FBA fee. Now this is different than a shipping reimbursement. That's just if Amazon ships it like to the wrong address, it's their fault, they're gonna reimburse you that cost. But in this situation, because you paid the FBA fee, this is if like the product shows up damaged. Like Amazon in their full fulfillment service, they made a mistake, they refund you for that amount. The next one is other transaction fees.
Amazon, thank you for being so specific here. Other.
Well, it typically covers two things, sometimes a few other things that I won't get into. Generally, as a general rule, if you have not a professional seller account, but an individual seller account, you pay a 99 cents per unit fee for every sale. That's what that is. That's a fee you pay, the other transaction fee. Another example would be the closing fee for media items, which usually is like around $1.80. If you sell like a DVD, if you can believe they'll still exist, or a book, you pay an extra fee for that. And then when you get to other transaction fee refunds, that is, again, if Bobby McGee returns the book or the DVD, you can't believe he's still using DVDs, but he does, you get refunded that closing fee for media items, minus 20%. Because like I said, Amazon withholds some of it to pay for their work of handling the refund for you. The next one is FBA Inventory and Inbound Services Fees. This is the cost of having the product stored in Amazon's fulfillment center. In fact, go right here if you want to watch another video on how to manage your inventory right here. If you manage your inventory well, you should not have a problem with this. This should be a very minimal cost. Another example would be if you pay Amazon to affix the FNSKU labels onto your product instead of having the manufacturer put that into the graphic design of the retail packaging, You can pay Amazon, it's usually around 20 cents per label, a fee to do it for you. That's what this fee would be, the FBA Inventory Inbound Services Fees. Anything related to inventory that you pay Amazon to do, that's what that covers. By the way, I just said FNSKU. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, watch this video right here. The next one is shipping label purchases. This is FBM. If you are fulfilling your orders yourself, Amazon gives you an option called buy shipping. What it means is you can pay Amazon to work with a freight forwarder to ship the product for you. When you order that label, you pay Amazon for it. And that is why the next one, shipping label refunds, means you get refunded for the shipping label in case you don't use it. Or maybe you accidentally print 2 labels and like, oops, sorry, Amazon, so you tell them, they will refund you for the shipping label you don't use. It's a prepayment so that the freight forwarder gets paid when they deliver the product to your customer's happy house. The next one is carrier shipping label adjustments. What the heck is this? Let's say you're shipping a bunch of hairbrushes. Remember, this is still FBM, you're fulfilling your own orders. This does not apply to FBA. And let's say you write down that the box weighs 9 pounds. You accidentally misweigh it, it actually weighs 10 pounds. So when the freight forwarder ships all these hairbrushes to a very hairy person, and the freight forwarder realizes, wait, this shipping is not enough to pay for it, they come back and they charge Amazon for the extra pound that you didn't record when you purchased the shipping label through Amazon's buy shipping program. And then Amazon comes along and they debit your account the amount to make up for the mistake. This also works in reverse. If you overpay, they will refund you. That's what carrier shipping label adjustments means. The next one is service fees. This is any kind of service Amazon provides, like an ongoing thing. For example, if you have a professional seller account instead of an individual seller account, that $39.99 you pay per month, it would be covered under this category. Amazon has other services we're not gonna get into, but it's more usually for a subscription-based ongoing service that they provide in their special programs because you're special. The next one is refund administration fees. Now this is the one I've mentioned already twice, but I mentioned it in reverse. Remember I said Bobby McGee's kind of picky about his hairbrushes and so he sends one back? And remember I said that you get refunded the referral fee, but I said it's minus 20%. Same thing if you send a media item and you pay the 181 fee, well, you get refunded that fee if they send it back. Well, you get refunded the fee minus 20%. That's what the refund administration fee is. And Amazon will charge you 20% for the referral fee up to $5 per unit. There's a cap at $5. That's if you're selling a pretty big item. The next one is adjustments. Now, any accountant, CPA, even a good bookkeeper worth their salt is gonna know what that is. All it means is any final adjustments Amazon needs to make to close out the books for that pay period. That's it. There's a final adjustments needed to make. There was another refund or something that changed last minute. It just wraps it up. So everything on one side, all debits and all credits equal out to 0, which is good accounting. The next one is cost of advertising. That's PPC. When Lucy Pickleberry clicks on your special ad for the beautiful hairbrush, and she clicks on it, you pay for that click. That's all that is. And refund for Advertiser is if there's a refund due you in some weird scenarios. For example, let's say one of your competitors, they also come out with hairbrushes. And so they start looking at your ads and clicking on them like crazy, which costs you money, which means your budget is run out by 6 a.m. in the morning and you look at your Seller Central and like, what just happened? My ads aren't running and my budget was used up. You report that to Amazon. If Amazon confirms that it was competitor fraud, also known as click fraud, then they refund you the amount. The last one under expenses is Liquidations Brokerage Fee. Remember over here I said, if you want to liquidate your products because they're not selling, Amazon can sell them to a liquidations company, obviously at a lower price. Well, Amazon holds back some of that. That's their fee for brokering the deal with the liquidations company. That's what that stands for. Okay, if you've been following me along closely so far, you understand all the line items for income, you understand all the line items for expenses, and now we're gonna go to 2 more. These are very small. One is transfers and the last one is tax. You need to understand that your Amazon account is like its own bank account. So when you get sales, the money, the revenue comes into your Amazon account. Then Amazon transfers that to your bank account, whether it's your business bank account, like you're an LLC, or your personal bank account, if you're a sole proprietorship. The first one says transfers to bank account. As you can see, our last transfer was $224,000. That is a debit.
Wait a minute, how's that a debit? Isn't debit mean the money's going out?
Yes.
Well, then the money's supposed to be good.
It's coming out of your Amazon account. You don't want the money staying in there. You want it in your bank so you can use it. That's all that means. It's money coming from your Amazon account into your bank account. Now you can use the money. Failed transfers to bank account. That's the next line item. And notice, I love this one, it's a credit. I know it's weird. What it means is if Amazon's system with their automatic transfer tries to transfer the $200,000 to your bank account and it doesn't work, maybe your account number changed, maybe you changed banks, something happened and you never updated the system. Well, Amazon has to account for that, so they write it as a credit. In other words, the money didn't come out, so it's a credit on your account. That's all that means. The next one is disburse to Amazon gift card balance. Now, I've yet to meet a single seller who uses this. There are some out there I hear of where they're like, you know what, because I'm FBM and I'm doing my own shipping, I need a lot of packaging material like boxes and bubble wrap and really cool cards. I need to buy these business items for my expenses, like for my business to run. What better place to buy them than on Amazon? So instead of having Amazon take the money from my Amazon account and put it into my bank account, why don't I just have them put it on a big fat gift card and I use the gift card? Or you have a friend, you wanna, give them a gift card and you send your Amazon sales to them. You can do that. That's all that is. The next one is charges to credit card. This means if, let's just say for PPC, you're running PPC, you're paying for clicks to get advertising on your listing. Well, that money comes out of this Amazon account. It's held back, okay? It doesn't go into your bank account. Let's say you run out of money in here, then Amazon will charge your credit or debit card on file to pay for that. Because Amazon wants to get their money too. The last one is Amazon lending. This is where if you want, you can borrow money from Amazon, and sometimes for 6 months, sometimes longer, there's no interest due, and you're borrowing it for cash flow reasons. You want to take the money, use it to buy more products because they're selling so fast, you need more capital to keep them going, and you're waiting for that payment to come in from Amazon for 2 weeks, but instead of having 2 weeks, you're gonna run out of inventory in a week, so you borrow money from them to buy more manufacturing, and then when those sell, you use that money to pay them back. It's a special program Amazon offers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, we have tax. Let me make very clear, this is not income tax. This is sales tax. By the way, if you're wondering about sales tax, go there. We have an entire really cool video on sales tax. Please understand that sales tax does not come out of your account. It's accounted for, but you never pay for it. The customer pays for it. When Bobby McGee buys your hairbrush, he pays an extra $2.91 for sales tax based on where he's located. So if he's in Texas and he's in Austin, he's gonna pay the appropriate local sales tax rate for that. Well, that money comes into your account, your Amazon account, as a credit, which is why you have product, shipping, and gift wrap taxes collected.
Seth, shipping and gift wrap taxes?
Some states in the US collect sales tax on services like gift wrapping, and some do not. Some states in the US collect taxes on things like shipping, and some do not. But the ones who do collect sales tax all collect sales tax on the product itself. So all it means is when Bobby McGee pays his tax, it's gonna show up as a credit in your account, and you can see ours was almost $19,000. That's not money we make or lose, but it has to be accounted for. The next line item is product, shipping, and gift wrap taxes refunded. What's that? Well, Bobby McGee, as I said, he likes to return hairbrushes. He's got this weird thing about hairbrushes, and so when he returns it, he's also refunded the sales tax he paid. So that's what this is, and that's why it is a debit, money coming out of your Amazon account. And the very last one on here is Amazon obligated tax withheld. This is a beautiful thing. For the vast majority of states in the United States, and probably in just a few months or years, this will be true for all of them, Amazon withholds, as it says here, the tax because they remit it, it's a fancy word for pay, to the appropriate state instead of you having to remit it to the appropriate state. This is called a marketplace facilitator law that the state set up through Congress. It's a long story. It's pretty fun. We'll maybe do a story about it someday. But in the meantime, I like this kind of stuff. Look, notice how the credits is $18,860.87. And notice how the debits for both the refunds and the sales tax that Amazon withheld is $18,136.14. If you add up $18,136.14 with $724.73, it equals the same over here. In other words, your debits and your credits have to balance out to zero. Ladies and gentlemen, if you found value out of this video, I have 3 simple requests that will take you under 3 minutes. Number 1, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the notification bell so next time we come out with a new video, you get notified. And before you go, I have one question for you. Since I've done all this talking, I'd like to listen to you. What about this payout report is the most confusing to you? Comment below. I really want to know. You have an awesome day.